Today's video is sponsored by Fume.
That's a good point. Hi everyone, good morning. Hope y'all are doing great today. I was trying to get the camera turned on fast enough to catch the sun. Well, whoa, it's starting to come out. It makes brief appearances now and then here in New York since we've been here. Stop roostering on me, boy. It's been a very cloudy and overcast spring and wet, rainy, not unusual, but it's just been unusually wet and cloudy this year. Like if I was here camped and relying on solar, I'd probably be in a bit of trouble because there just hasn't been a lot of sun. I wanted to jump on here really quick before we get into the travel video. We're going to start the video today with Name That Tank, picking up where we left off in the last video. I know it's been a pretty long delay since my last posting. Things here in New York have been not very settling, and I have a hard time getting myself in the mindset to sit down and put together a video for y'all, and I apologize for that. I was trying to do my best to keep everything moving along on the channel, but it just hasn't been really easy for me to do. I want to give you some updates on what's going on, but that'll have to wait. I gotta pause video. Okay, I'm sorry about that. We're back on the move again. So a lot of you have been asking for updates, and I decided that I didn't want to put the updates in every video because I didn't want to burden all of you with the updates on things that are happening, and plus I find that it's really difficult for me to talk about these things without, bringing myself down. So I've decided that I'm going to give y'all updates. If something urgent needs to be talked about, then I'll definitely talk about it, but otherwise, every few videos I'll give y'all an update on what's going on, and so I'm going to do that right now. And of course we got a bunch of wind suddenly, and I'm just carrying my phone. Stop roostering on me, dude. Hey, come on, let's walk. Come on. So him and I are usually doing bike rides. This is the first walk that we've done. Well, we did a walk yesterday evening, but we've been doing bike rides just so I can keep him running and active. And if you can see his shave marks there, you see his trim line where he got shaved for his ultrasound scan. See that? They didn't do a very smooth job, but it's growing back already. Well, I just handed Lefty off. We're over here at Southtown Veterinary Hospital. This is it's about 3 miles from Mom's house, so we're right in the neighborhood, and this is where Lefty is getting the abdominal ultrasound scan that my vet has recommended for him. So they referred us over here. They do the scans here. So a very nice young lady named Chloe just took Lefty. They don't knock him out or give him any drugs, which I was happy to hear. He didn't want to go back there, so I walked with her and him to get him to go into the back room. We've never been here to this vet before. She said about a half an hour, and she'll come out and give me a rundown of what they saw, and then they'll send all the info back over to my vet. Part of me hopes that they find nothing, and part of me hopes that they find something so that we can figure out what's going on and what might have caused that one test number to be so dang high this year, I just handed him off. So everything's gonna be fine. I do like their planting they have here. We had these kind of ferns, and my mom had planted them all around our yard where I grew up, the house that I grew up in. Mom had really done a ton of gardening in that yard. It was a 1 acre lot, I remember, that we lived on, and the house that I grew up in was built in, and Mom will correct me if I'm wrong, but it was built in the 1800s at some point. It was like the original house on the street that we lived on. So the street was like the driveway for the house that I lived in, and the street came and turned and went up what was now our driveway, and then went through the back of the lot and exited, and there was even still a big gate in the fence that ran along the back line of the property. So it was an old brick house that had, like, you know, it wasn't like fancy or anything, but it had 2 columns at the front door, you know, on either side. I remember my father, he pulled up, there was carpeting, and he pulled the carpeting up, and underneath it was like a parquet wood floor made up of like 10-inch squares, and within each square was a bunch of slats of wood, and then the next square, the slats of wood went the other way. He uncovered that under the carpet, and then he got a sander and sanded it all and refinished it, and so it was this beautiful wood foyer entryway. You know, it was the front room of the house when you came in the front door. So I guess it was, you know, probably, you know, whoever had that house originally was probably the farmer of that area or something, you know, and the house was a pretty cool house for back in the day when it was built. And that's where I grew up and spent my first 17 years of my life in that house there. So how did I get started on that? Oh yeah, I was talking about the ferns over there and how Mom had planted a bunch of those ferns, and those things really populate. Like, once you get them growing, they just spread like wildfire, boy, once they're healthy and growing well. But they look so cool. I've always enjoyed the look. It gives like a tropical look to me anyways, those kind of ferns. I don't know what they're actually called, but I'm sure one of you can put it down in the comments. If you know what kind of ferns those are, put it down in the comments. I'd be curious. Hey, come on. No. Hey, leave it. So he's all done. They just brought him out. Look, they had to shave some of his belly. Said he was a very good boy. And they're going to come out and give me some info here in a minute. Well, there's Lefty's pictures. Can't really see them. But they're going to come in and tell me what they saw. He is so wound up. He's turning very, very pink. Look at his jowls. See how bright pink they get? Okay. Yep, and these little thingers start coming out. That's when he's really wound up. Okay. Okay, puppy. You're a very good boy. You stay just like that. Nice and quiet. Oh, look at the good boy. That's a good puppy. When we're done here, we'll go back to Grandma's. I got snacks for you. Yes, I do. I got snacks. And then we can take your nap, because I know this is your nap time. I'm interrupting your nap time. I'm very sorry. But this was the soonest appointment they had. That's a good boy. So, update on him. They did the scan looking at his kidneys. And so it was at a different vet. The vet that we go to, they don't have that. They don't have a certified scanner person. I'm not sure what that title is. So we went to a different vet that was just right around the corner. And so they did the scan, and the doctor came in afterwards and took some time to go over the results with me. And he said that he didn't see anything at all of concern surrounding Lefty's kidneys, you know, that they looked fine. He said at first the kidney looked small, but he says in dogs like Lefty with the the large chest and all that. So he repositioned Lefty in a different position, and he said then everything looked correct as far as the size, the physical size. He went into a lot of details. He showed me images on the screen, and he said that in his opinion, the next step would be some type of bile testing, which tests Lefty's body's ability to process fats and things like that. So the report that he generated was sent over to our regular vet. I just spoke with her 2 days ago, and she said just based on all of his other test numbers, lab results, his behavior, everything's normal. What the doctor is seeing in the abdominal scan, she said in her opinion, there's no further action really needed right now. She said that Lefty is living fine, acting normal, processing things normally, eating, drinking. Everything's going in and coming out the way it's supposed to. And she said that her opinion and advice would be, have a great summer. He's doing just fine. And this was mentioned in some of the articles that I read that she had pointed me to, that you don't want to go kind of ballistic over one lab result, one number that's off. We could test him, maybe I could get another blood test done. They're not cheap. They're not all the money in the world, but I got to pause video again. I'm sorry. That was the trifecta today. Good Lord. So for right now, no further action with Lefty. So that's where we're at with him. AC. So AC, you know that he had the 2 rounds of chemo that were both successful. Then he got pneumonia. And so they've been treating him for the pneumonia. They couldn't do any further chemo treatments until the pneumonia was knocked down. He's been on a breathing tube because his swallowing was affected from the tumor. And so, in my layman's thoughts, that something with the breathing tube and the poor swallowing behavior probably caused him to get stuff in his lungs. I can't think of the word right now. It's on the tip of my tongue, but I can't think of it. Come on, Left. Look at all these geese. They're so used to people coming by that some of them don't even really move. Others, yeah, that one's hissing at us over there. You don't need to hiss at us. We're not going to bother you. Boy, those babies grow so fast. Those things were just little tennis balls like 2 weeks ago. Come on, buddy. We got to go. I've got to spend the day today. Oh, there's a heron. Hold on. Hold on. Look at that. That's a blue heron. Yep, they do visit this pond from time to time. Yeah, I need to go sit down and put a video together all day today for y'all. We're doing the giveaway for the AP150 Pro tire inflator from Gooloo, so be sure you're here for the whole video today. So that's where we're at with AC. He's being treated for the pneumonia before they can do the next round of chemo. Candace, his sister, is telling me he's frustrated. He wants to go home. He's not happy being in the hospital for such a length of time. And Howard is not doing well at all. He was released from the hospital and sent over to the Jewish home, which is a physical therapy, long-term. Well, they were going to send him there for 2 weeks. He was there for only a few days. Now he's been sent back to the hospital. His creatinine levels, Lefty. Okay, I think that's the word, creatinine levels. His kidneys are not working, and they can't get them to function correctly. And yesterday, his doctor, who is a personal friend of Mom, she stopped by and sat in the garage with Mom, and I was there fiddling around, and it's of her opinion that, people like Howard has children that live from a previous marriage that, you know, they live all over the country, and that if they want to come and see Howard, that this is the time. They were all planning to come in September for his birthday. It just by coincidence, Mom and Howard, their birthdays are on the same day. But Dr. Laura said that they should come now to see him, and that's not a good thing to hear. So I've been supporting Mom and talking to her about her feelings about it, and this has been a long time coming. He's been ill since he first had the mini strokes years ago, and that was years ago. That was back, I was still working, I remember. So that was at least 7 years ago that happened, if not longer. So things are not doing well for Howard. He's back in the hospital. I'm going to go and visit him. Mom doesn't go to the hospital. She's fearful of getting sick there. She had been visiting him at the Jewish home. She was going over there every day, but he was only there like 3 days, and then they moved him. They sent him back to the hospital. So that's what's going on with Howard. So I'm just sitting down here to pull a winner for the giveaway that we're doing today. And I always get really excited when I'm going to do the giveaways, but it's also a little bit stressful. And this is a time when I'm really glad to be partnering with today's sponsor, Fume. Personally, I've struggled with using a traditional vape device after coming from tobacco many, many years ago. And that's why I'm happy that today's sponsor, Fume, has created this flavored air device that I keep right here on my desk for when I'm editing. And it's perfect for those moments when I'm sitting here feeling a little stressed, when I used to reach for my old bad habit, and now I reach for my Fume more and more. Fume is an award-winning flavored air device where you are just drawing flavored air into your mouth. I started with spearmint ice, but now I've switched to the raspberry lemon. I really enjoy that. It's not a vape. There's no nicotine. There's no batteries. It's non-addictive. It's just flavored air. And they've made it really easy to use to change the flavor cores out. You just slide that off, put a new core in. Really simple. And they've designed it to be something that you want to fidget with, to keep your hands busy when you used to hold your old device. Fume has already helped over 500,000 people break their bad habits. And if you want to try Fume today, if you order a journey pack and use my code CAMPULENT, you'll get a free topper, which is this rubber end that goes on it. So go ahead and use my code so you can add one of these toppers to your Fume. So go to tryfume.com/campulence or click the QR code that's up here on the screen. You'll be really glad you did. Now let's get back to the video and do this drawing. Here we go. It's time for the giveaway for the Gooloo AP150 Pro tire inflator. You all saw this thing in action with my daughter out there pumping up bike tires and such. And good luck. Let's get back to the video.
Let's go.
It's a really good piece of equipment. If you don't win one of these and you want one, go to my links. You can get this thing for $28 and change before tax. So very inexpensive for under 30 bucks, which is pretty crazy. So special pricing, use my links. You'll see them down in the video description. So I'm copying the URL from YouTube. Just gonna paste it right in. We're just gonna start here. Load the comments up. And so while the comments are loading, I did want to give an extra thank you to the patrons of the channel. Because my videos have been spaced apart so far, obviously my income from YouTube has dropped off considerably, and that's what happens. You post less videos, you have less earnings. And so now more than ever, the patrons are really helping to support Lefty and me, and I just want to give an extra thank you to those of you that are patrons. I want to thank all of you that come and watch the channel, that give us thumbs ups, leave comments. All of that helps my videos to be seen, the interaction with the videos. So just coming and watching the videos and clicking on the thumbs up and leaving a comment, it does help. The YouTube brain says, oh,
this guy has a great group of people that like to watch his videos because they're always giving him thumbs up and they're leaving comments. So we're gonna push his videos a little bit more. So all of you that do that, thank you so much. Let's give this one a title here. This is the Gooloo AP150 Pro. I'm going to put Pro in all caps because it is a professional piece of equipment. Giveaway. And I didn't make any typing errors. I'm getting pretty good at my typing. We've got one winner. We're going to define the prize as the Gooloo AP150 Pro tire inflator. Uh-oh, I just blew it. Inflator. We're going to confirm that. And we're going to exclude duplicates, meaning you can only enter once. And we are going to filter by hashtag, which is, and again, it doesn't matter if it's upper or lowercase for your comment when you're typing in. It doesn't care if it's upper or lowercase, so don't ever worry about that. Bonus and extra entries. Oh, I've got to go to Patreon and get my list of active patrons. So let me go ahead and paste all of those names in there. So that's, I've got some new people that have signed up. Thank you all so much. I don't have a block list. I don't have anybody that's been banned from my giveaways. I hope I never do. Which animation do we want to use? Countdown, spinning names, or the Wheel of Fortune? Let's try the spinning names this time. And we are going to enable the sounds, and let's see what kind of sounds they give us with the spinning names. So we're going to confirm, and there's all my list of... oh, I didn't happen to look to see how many comments we actually, how many entries we had. Okay, let's hit start. Oh, it's this type of, let's see what we get here. Here we go. Here we go. Do you see? Dawncraft 9138. Your comment was Gooloo AP Pro. So Dawncraft 9138. I like that one because you can see the names as they're spinning by. So I'm sure there were some of you that saw your names pop up. So Dawncraft, I'm going to assume your name is Dawn. Go ahead and get a hold of me within 3 days, please. You can email me, thecampulenceman@gmail.com. You can go to my website, thecampulenceman.com, to the Contact Us page and send a message through there if you'd like. So Dawncraft 9138, congratulations. Again, if you want to purchase one of these, look for the links down in the video description. Very inexpensive. Thank you all for entering the giveaway. Someone is going to win these items, and it might be you. So make sure you're always here to watch the videos, to get entered into these giveaways. Remember, if you join the Patreon, you're automatically entered. And you can join Patreon for any amount you want. You can put in $1, $2. It doesn't have to be one of those set tiers. If $5 is outside of your range, but you want to be able to watch the videos with no ads, and you want to be automatically entered into the giveaways, go ahead and sign up and just put in $2 a month. The next giveaway that's going to be coming up is going to be a Renogy 400-watt solar blanket. You can unfold it and lay it out on the ground, and I did it the other day, just kind of flopped it out there, and I was getting over 330 watts. So that's coming up as a giveaway. I've got an extendable ladder as a giveaway that's coming up. So a lot of really cool stuff. So make sure you're sticking around here the next couple of months. That's enough chatting from me. Let's get back to the video.
And me, so I went for a CT scan, IV for my, I'm being looked at for two things, from the urologist and from my primary care physician. So I had a scan. Sorry, I'm trying to manage getting us back in the house here, so a little clunky on the camera work. So I went for a scan just a couple days ago,
I have another one tomorrow for a different thing. So I'm still being looked at for these different things, and it's a little confusing for me. And they're looking at gallbladder for sludge, stones. They're looking at why do I have blood in my urine. You know, I talked about that. So 2 different things that are being looked at. So that's what I'm gonna do for the updates. Let's get into the video and play Name That Tank.
Oh yeah, we gotta get out and take a look at this. I just saw this off the side of the road and I'm like, we gotta stop. Wow, look at this crazy thing. What the heck is that? Come on. That is, look how wide that thing is. Oh my gosh. So that, oh, I've got to imagine that, like where that star is there, that material is, how thick is that? And the oh my gosh. I've never looked at these like close up like this. Oh my gosh. Jeez. Okay, name that vehicle. So, I don't know, is that the air breather? That one that looks like a T? And then the other one is a communication. That one right there is for communication, and that's the air breather, I'm guessing. I don't know. So those are, you see those guns, like those are the ones that go like right? Like one fires, then the other. Walk with me. Oh, they do have identifications on them. Oh, that thing is so cool looking. God. You see how the finish on that, it looks like really bad Bondo work. Is that the way they, is that how they really were? Or is that just like the museum has refurbished it and that's the way it came out? Or maybe that's the material they put on them so it deflected bullets and stuff hitting it and shells that hit it. Oh, it's got lights. No kidding. Is that a light? There we go. M47 medium tank. They were extensively tested at the Yuma test station during the 1950s. So awesome. So they tested them right here in this Yuma proving ground. Wow. Here we go. Okay. Name that one. Wow, that thing has a gigantic gun. Look at the size of that thing. Holy smokes. All right. Name that tank. It has a small machine gun, it looks like, up on top. Yeah, see, this has that same kind of coating to it. So it must be that's the way they were made. So that material must be what, insulation, or help me out with this, folks. What is that coating that's on there? You see how it's, I liken it to someone who did bad body work on a classic car. Just didn't do very good sanding on it, but I can't believe that they would do that here at the museum. All right, let's see who was right. The M103 combat tank 120 millimeter gun. Well, there you go. This vehicle weighs 120,000 pounds. Oh my God. That's 10 times the weight of my rig. I weigh 12,000 pounds. Oh my gosh. Good Lord. This thing is massive. Okay, here we go. All right, this is some type of utility vehicle. Name that vehicle. So it's like a crane, a lifting hoist. Who's got it? Who's got the answer? Oh, I don't see an identification placard. Maybe it's around the front end. Come on. No? Huh. No identification. Definitely just looks like a piece of lifting equipment, like a portable crane. So one of you's going to have to sound in on that. We don't know what it is. Okay, I don't want to show the placard. Oh, this is a big gun here. Left. Okay. Name that big gun. It's a short barrel, but it looks like it's a large millimeter. See, this one's turret is very clean looking. It doesn't have that same material on it there. Interesting. Oh, that looks like spray on bed liner. That's just for grip, right? Come here. All right, let's see what this one is. 107, the M107 175 millimeter self-propelled howitzer. That's a gigantic gun. Chassis shared with other systems. This howitzer saw combat in Vietnam. Wow. Wow. Wow, this was actually in Vietnam. Wow. Okay. Wow, look, this is another lifting device, lifting crane, it looks like. That thing is gigantic. That is huge. Compared to that crane we just saw over there, this thing is massive. Oh, it's got a plow on the front end. Look at that. Is this one of those, oh, it's got a gun, right? Is that a gun? Is this a mine sweeper of some kind? You know how they had the ones that would go out in front, and they had, those had like those swinging, like cable things at the front that would trigger the mines and blow them up. But the vehicles were so hardened that the exploding mine didn't bother it. They would just go right on through. Oh, I love it. It's got the star right on the plow. Look at this thing. Oh, it's so wide. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, the thing is huge. Come on. Okay. Does anybody have an answer for it? Yeah, this has that same kind of coating up there on the turret. All right, let's see what we got. M728 Combat Engineer Vehicle. Oh, and it has, yeah, short-barreled 165 millimeter M135 demolition gun. It fires an M123A1 HEP, high explosive plastic round. It's got a dozer blade used for clearing obstacles and for preparing a firing position. Very cool. Used in Vietnam and Desert Storm. Gosh, these things are just so big. Okay, who's got this one? Name that tank. Yeah, more of that material up there on the turret. Oh, it's got a pretty large size gun on it. Wow. Okay, back around this way. Come here. Come on. Let me see if it's got, oh, I don't think we have an identification on this one. Oh, wait, here it is. Here it is. M60 main battle tank. Fourth in a series known as the Patton tanks. Oh, very cool. Used by the Army and Marines during much of the Cold War. Limited use during Operation Desert Storm. Was tested extensively right here at the Yuma Proving Grounds and was the continuing mission to conduct acceptance proof testing of the 105mm ammunition. So cool. M60 main battle tank, also known as the Patton tanks. Okay, here we go. This is a short gun and with a turret. Oh, that's like a rotating machine gun turret up top there. Does anybody know this one? That's a large diameter barrel on there. Okay, round this way. Oh, these are like the air filters up there, the breather vents. They've got opened up. Here we go. M551 Sheridan, Armored Reconnaissance Airborne Assault Vehicle. It's got a 152mm gun launcher. It will fire conventional ammunition and the Shillelagh, what is that? Shillelagh surface guided missile. No kidding. Used in Vietnam and Saudi Arabia. Now this is this a troop transport? No, it's too small to be a troop transport. It has a small machine gun on top, very small and very small size. Like, I mean, it's only about 6.5 feet high. My head's almost right up to the top. Oh, it is an armored personnel carrier, an M11-3A1 for amphibious and airdrop operations. Used in Vietnam and Saudi Arabia. So cool. Oh, wow. This is so cool. And let's check this one out now. Did we already identify this? I think this is a Sherman tank. It's got to be a Sherman tank. Right? Do they have an identifier? Yes. Let's see if I'm right. Yes. M4A3 Sherman. This was manufactured in April '44 in Lima, Ohio. It has wet storage for the ammunition, so if the rounds were stored in water jackets, so if penetrated, it doused them in liquid, reducing the likelihood of combustion. 75mm gun, originally equipped with two 30 caliber air-cooled Browning machine guns and a 50 caliber M2 heavy-barreled machine gun above the turret. This particular tank was also equipped with an M1 dozer blade. Many of the holes in the steel body of this tank have had the edges ground flat, removing the ridge caused by impact. This grinding has been identified as European combat damage repairs. These repairs are mute testimony to the fact that Old Warhorse is a World War II combat veteran. No kid, look at this. This thing was in it. Look at that. Wow, that is so awesome. I imagine, you know, the young guys that were operating these pieces of equipment in World War II, you know, I mean young guys. Can you imagine? 18, 19, 20-year-old guys. Oh my gosh. Taking on fire and just putting all their trust in their lives in this piece of equipment. Oh my gosh. Unbelievable. Yeah, this thing was taking some action. Oh, that one penetrated. And then they ground them down on the field. Oh, it took a lot here on the front too. Wow. Wow. Well, the fact that this thing is sitting here means that it did its job and protected the guys that were operating it. They probably formed really close bonds with their machines. They had to. They relied on these for their lives, so they must have. Oh, there's a lot of hits up there on the turret. Look at that. Those are some larger caliber shots right there. Wow. Well, I want to thank the Yuma Proving Grounds for having this set up out here. This is really a treat to see. Really a treat to see. I'm glad we came down this direction. I never would have seen this. Come on, scoot. Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You were already over there.
Can't help but notice the conspicuous absence of your greatest work, Trading Up, I believe it was called.
Gosh,
with Mike Rowe and Chloe Hudson.
that's true. I tried to put that behind me.
Hey man, you've done it again. I've watched your movie. Obviously, Chuck, you saw it with him in the theater.
Yeah, it was. Or, yeah.
There's a storm coming. And it's coming in your direction.
The calm before the storm, for sure. Yeah.
Well, in real time, your movie hasn't hit yet. That's coming out this Friday because where are we now? What's today, Chuck?
Today is Wednesday, September 11th, in real time.
Oh, it's 9/11.
Yeah. Oh, thanks for bringing it up.
So, right after this podcast, to see what it feels like.
Sitting, and they're not out here. There we go. Time to rock and roll.
Video protected.
But it's a really good book.
Thank you. I had Variety magazine do amazing piece on me, and I'm like, oh, right now, this. Especially because on my last tour, there's so many different places, so many different people. And I mean, I talked about it's like Portland, Oregon, Boston, to big places.
Right.
One of those like
Yeah. Airports.
Airports, kind of, right? And it's just as different as people were, I mean, we're and as many of the different ideas they had, most people want the same things and value the same things in their life. What you have a difference on is okay,
It's like the dress code sorts, right? I mean, if you show up, in a gown, great. You're at a gala, But people like.
Because I didn't know it was going to be controversial, but because I think
Who's never the hero.
no,
I've always found wanting, and that really took off.
out of it. But I mean, I don't know. I'm it was worth it. And it's, again,
For half that trip.
yeah.
What did it, I mean, if you don't want to give it away, don't. But I mean,
Take half of him going and putting his life on the line and shooting his spouses. Well, that's not far off. I mean, they're
Hello, puppy. All right, I've got to thank Tom. I just finally emptied this Love's gas card that he sent me last summer when we were in New York, I believe. So I had just under $50 left on this one, and I just emptied it. Whoops. So big thank you, Tom. This has lasted us a long time, and I still have, he sent me a partner card that's for Flying J and Pilot. And so as soon as we see one of those out on the road, they're not as common out in this area, but once we start heading east, we'll see them all over the place. So I still have a pretty substantial amount left on that card. So Tom, thank you, brother. This meant a lot to us.
So I'm sure you're noticing that I'm still showing the travel video. We shot such great footage and so many great clips of all of our overnight spots that I want to share it all with you. So I've been kind of intermixing the travel videos with what's going on here in New York. You know, we were in the truck for 9 days, so it's a lot of clips. So again, I hope you're enjoying seeing the travel. I really like showing it to y'all because we did have such a good, comfortable trip, even though it was 9 days and a lot of rain and storms. But thank you all for being here. Everyone take care, be safe. We'll see y'all again real soon. Hi, sweetheart.
Hi. Happy Father's Day.
Oh, honey, thank you. Come here. Mwah. What is this? Hold on. Raccoon? Are these the same?
They're the same.
Hold that one. I'll open this one.
Okay.
I'm intrigued. Army green. Mm-hmm. Can't go wrong. Mm-hmm. Logo. Lefty. Oh, this is a wrench holder.
Yay!
Oh my gosh.
Because he always complains how he doesn't have anything to organize his wrenches and they're just thrown in his toolbox.
She's telling the truth.
Last time we built a bike, he mentioned he could use a wrench organizer, so.
Church.
Yeah. And I know you have multiple sets, so that's why I got you two.
Church. Yes, actually, I have metric and standard. Mm-hmm. Thank you so much, honey.
You're welcome.
Because I have spent countless hours of my life digging through my tool bin, trying to find a 14mm wrench that I know is in there. I think I actually have 3 of them. But damn if I can find one of them when I need it. So now I can just take this out, right? Mm-hmm. So you fill it, and it's got a closer,
yeah.
And then open it up, and I could even Sharpie the sizes along there if I wanted to be super cool.
Yeah.
So great. Thank you.
You're welcome.